Welcome to the Elevated Exchange conversations for the free, the fly, and the fearless. I am Kaleena,
And I am Hawa.
and we are talking all things elevated, all things thought provoking, and all things transformational with an exquisitely grand vibe.
And we're back for episode 2. And can I just tell y'all that the thoughts, the perspectives, and all the questions from episode 1 truly had me stripped down to the bare naked truth about myself. This, I say, truly isn't just a conversation, it's an exchange that elevates. And the exchange isn't just between you and I, Kaleena. The elevated exchange is also between our audience, the
Yes.
audience perspectives, their reflections, their
Mhm.
questions, and their answers that they drop in the comments have, we can be transparent, have honestly
Yes.
elevated you and I in ways that they can't even imagine.
Right. Truly. Yes, and yes to all of that. For those who are tuning in, listening, hearing, and exchanging your comments, we just want to say thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing what stands out to you. Your support, your words, and your love is beautiful energy to us. So we are very
Yeah.
grateful. And we are intentionally designing this to be a free space
Yeah.
to exchange elevation between ourselves and every listener. It's not just about me and Howard like conversing and talking.
Right.
It truly is the elevated exchange that spans to our audience as well.
Right.
And elevation in our exchange and in our village engagements, our
Mm-hmm.
communal engagements, and our audience engagement is truly what Howard and I need, what
Yeah.
we truly value, what we set out to do with this podcast, and we are tremendously grateful for the
Yeah.
exchange. It literally gives us energy and fuels my personal elevation, and I know it fuels Howard's elevation as well.
It does. It absolutely does. And we ended episode 1 with a question that provokes thought. The question was, if you stripped away everything the world, your family, and religion told you to be,
Mhm.
who would you discover underneath it all? And Pauline, one of the first sisters to
Yes,
listen, reflect, and I say run tell that, commented that we
absolutely.
would be like a child embracing the beauties of the world in all of the simple things. She said that we would be full of innocence and joy, never meditating on offenses.
Wow.
Forgiveness would be our default.
Yeah.
Snap on that.
Snap on that. Seriously.
Forgiveness would be our default. Walking in the authenticity of who we truly
Mhm.
are. In addition, there would be no racism, no
Yeah.
division, a blank canvas. We would be in the place to just be.
Just
Diane,
be.
a sister said that the first thing that she thought about when this question was posed is that she could be the true being that God intended
Wow.
her to be from her mother's womb.
That's
She
beautiful.
said that once you are introduced to family and religion, you are
Mhm.
transformed into a being that they told you to be
Yeah.
and not the essence of who you
Wow.
truly are.
It's amazing.
And to be honest, reflecting on those answers caused me to pause and reflect. It provoked me to go a little deeper with that. How would I be if I were in a space to just be,
Mhm.
to not
Mhm.
perform, to not perfect,
Right.
to not produce, but just to be?
Just
Would my shoulders drop a little lower because I have an ebb and flow and ease? Would
mm,
I breathe deeper? Would my voice soften a little?
right. It's so good.
Being in a space to just be is sacred.
Mm-hmm.
It's where all masks fall off and the true essence of who I really am rises. It's where my
Mm-hmm.
wholeness is remembered, where alignment feels like home. And
Wow.
can we all say that? Where alignment
Alignment feels
feels
like
like home.
home. That's so powerful. And I love this, being in a space to just be is sacred. It is a sacred space. And that part, like, would my voice soften? Like, just to be is such a different state of
Yes.
being, you know? And which this is the launch pad for today's episode. What remains when you strip the layers that
Yeah.
society has placed on you? Family expectations, the religious programming, societal restrictions, the racial constructs we all have to navigate through. Who are you really underneath it all? And what
That
does it mean? Like, what does it mean to just be?
be.
Imagine a dimension, a time in life or a lifetime where innocence, joy, peace, supreme love,
Mm,
authenticity, reciprocity, fulfillment, and alignment aren't things that we struggle for, that we fight
mm,
for, that we have to constantly contend for, constantly have to pray about, praying for
mm.
things and striving for. But it is our natural and most optimal state of just being. Together, let's explore the beauty of evolving into just being our unfiltered, unbothered, undefended, unapologetic, divinely whole selves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unfiltered,
Yes.
unbothered, undefended,
Mm-hmm.
unapologetic,
Mm-hmm.
divinely whole.
It's
Let's take a
beautiful.
moment to just breathe that in for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
To just breathe it in, to ground in that,
Yeah.
to inhale that for a moment,
Yes.
to be unfiltered, unbothered, undefended, unapologetic, divinely whole. To inhale that
Yeah.
and to exhale that just for
Mm-hmm.
a moment, to take a breath in that. And in fact, I'm
Yeah.
speaking directly to my soul right now, the space in me that has always existed before
Yeah.
this world, this society, my family, religion, and racial constructs named me.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to the space in me, and I'm actually speaking to the spaces in you. Those spaces that have always existed before this world, this society, your family, your religion,
Yeah.
and racial constructs named you.
Wow.
Unfiltered,
Mm-hmm.
unbothered,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
undefended,
Right.
unapologetic, divinely whole.
Amazing. And let's continue to sit there in that moment, right? This is the space for the you that has always been, that has taken the back seat in order to fill the requirements of the day, of the season of life. The you that has had to survive. Like, let's take this space
Yeah.
and let's begin now with being. This is the space for the you and me that has been growing, learning,
Yes.
changing, and evolving, all in the background of this produced life. Such a production that we live, with all the roles and everything. The you that likes those quirky things or who
Mhm.
secretly likes to paint, or the you that would love just a little more affection,
Yeah.
or is no longer interested, maybe in your career. Maybe it's the you that loves your roles and you love your religious spaces, but you need to pivot for capacity.
Yeah.
Maybe the you now is different than the you then. So we
Yes.
just want you to sit and breathe and allow that you, as I do right now for myself, in this moment, a moment of recognition, of awareness. I want you to see yourself. I see her. I see myself.
Yeah.
That Kaleena that just wants to be. That's in the background. Just gonna take a moment, pause if you have to, and acknowledge that you.
Wow. I'm a pause and I'm gonna acknowledge that moment for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I see you, Howard. I
Mm-hmm.
see you,
Yes.
girl.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
you that you are now, Howard, is completely different from the you that you were then.
Yes.
And
Yes.
can I be honest and transparent?
Absolutely.
Just like
Always.
there are so many roles and identities that I inherited unconsciously from my family,
Yeah. Yeah.
from society, and even honestly, I'm going to say from religious programming.
Yeah. Tell the truth.
Stuff that told me internally, be strong,
Mm-hmm.
be the good girl,
Mm-hmm.
be the provider, be seen, Howard, but not too
Uh-oh.
much.
Uh-oh.
Be heard, Howard, but not too much.
There. Mm.
You can shine, Howard, but not too much. You
Say
are the light of this world, Howard.
that.
Don't shine too much. Don't light it up too much.
Tell the
Be
truth.
intelligent, Howard, but not too much.
Not too much.
Shrink back, Howard,
Yeah.
to make everyone else feel comfortable. Sacrifice yourself, Howard, to make everyone
Come on.
else feel comfortable.
Come on.
Save them, rescue them, heal them,
Yeah.
deliver them,
Yes.
liberate them,
Yes. Say that.
Howard.
Yep.
And
Say that.
the programming that I've had to experience, my race, my gender, and my family legacy, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
all come with stories, many of which were about survival and
Yes.
not true, authentic freedom for me.
That
I'm
part.
talking about me right now. And I personally am in this space in my life, in this era, in this evolution,
Say
that
it.
I want to invite myself and even want to invite our audience in this moment to consider
Yeah.
which of your identities that you have adopted actually feel like costumes, right?
Yeah.
That you were told or programmed to wear.
Yep. First, thank you for that transparency. I mean, I think it takes a lot of courage and bravery to realize, admit, and even declare what was given to us. And you spoke many of mine, if not all the same. And like you said, these things were passed down to us, literally encoded in us. We were taught these things. And, you know, these definitely that you shared resonated deeply with me. But as we have this amazing question to our listeners, right? I want everyone to remember that, a lot of these roles and costumes, they really were picked out for us. And you already said it, like subconsciously given, and from different avenues. You know how I am about vantage points and different
Yeah.
places and spaces. And These were things that we learned either just watching others, right? Behaviors. We mimicked
Mhm.
what we saw. We heard what was taught to us from directed spaces. Not just religion. With schools, just society has its own pulpits. It has its own, um, directorial chairs, and these things were deemed good or bad. That can subconsciously have you wear a costume too.
Mhm.
If you seen something was going on and it was given praise, or something was done a certain way and it wasn't, given that praise and it was deemed bad, we altered ourselves to fit into the roles that were given,
Mhm.
and just didn't we're never, I personally, this is my transparency, I was never encouraged to just be.
Wow.
It's more of the the curbing all of your just beingness,
Wow.
a lot of it. And we took on these, even having to be transparent now. I wanted to be very aware of that in my parenting. Like, okay, I don't want to curb everything that's just is about my child, but you get into these templates that are built for us
Yeah.
in the world, and you begin to curb. So everything you just shared, like, shine your light, not too much, be smart, not too much. Be smart in school, but don't be trying to be smart here.
Yeah.
you know Save everybody. Nobody
Yeah.
says save yourself.
Come
Nobody
on
says that.
now. No.
No. And so these depictions, right,
Mhm.
of what a good wife is, what a good family member is, what a good friend is, what a good being a good employee is, being a, like, these depictions, these templates that were given, and we would see them. They've even shown us in imaging.
Yeah.
This is good, this is not good. And these subliminal messages on top of the voiced and inherited traditions and expectations that come
Mhm.
in, and they create, those are the pieces of our costumes.
Yeah. Yeah. And going back to that, that point about what would it be like to be in a space before
Yeah.
this programming even
Mhm.
occurred,
Yeah.
right? It was Pauline who said that we would be like a child,
Yes.
embracing the beauties of this world and all of simple things, full of innocence and joy,
Yeah.
the power of the inner child. And what does it mean to return back to this space of innocence? And I'm not talking about immaturity.
Right.
That's a
Right.
whole nother other talk. But I'm talking about wholeness, divine wholeness,
Vindication. Yes.
where in a child's world, there's wonder, joy, all of the simple, they are just being.
Yeah.
Children are pure and pure beings that don't meditate on offense or difference,
Yeah.
um, forgiveness, curiosity, and just being kind to children.
Yeah.
And this is the space of my true nature that was never broken,
Yes.
just buried. Buried, I say buried by society, buried by
Mm.
my family,
Very
buried by
different.
religion, buried by external forces, buried by the internal environment. But who am I?
Yes.
This
Yeah.
is the just being. It's the true me. The
Yeah.
true me underneath all of that has been whispering for me to
Yes.
awaken. It
Yes.
is literally that voice that is whispering to me,
Yes.
even in this moment, to awaken to that
Yeah.
power, to
Mhm.
just be, to wake up, to become fully conscious,
Yes.
to become fully self aware of my true nature, my authentic,
Yeah.
unapologetic, unfiltered, unbothered, undefended,
Come
divinely
on. Yes.
whole self,
Yes.
to just be.
Yeah. I love that. I love that the key word is power. You think of child, and we don't equate that with power. we don't equate that with a consciousness of, you know, having a understanding or understanding. Like we don't equate the two.
Yeah.
And so the power of my inner child is very, that's an amazing thought, sis. Like
Yeah.
it is powerful to become unbothered, to become
Say that.
undefended. It's powerful
Yeah.
to become, you know, innocent again, or in a space where I'm not defined by things, and I'm not buried under all of these external and internal things. Because I really want to talk about the, you know, trauma too, and the things that happen to you outside of the costumes. Now you got trauma, you know, and that can, you know, become its own costume and template too. That's why my rally cry is always do your work. And that's to clear up all of
Mhm.
those things too, because they can cover, you could be buried under your traumatic responses,
Say
and
that.
still don't know who you are, you know.
Period.
And so I've found that as I allow my true self to come forth, it is powerful. This is, I love
Yeah.
this, you know, thought that it is a seat of power for me to say no to these
Yep.
things that are trying to bury me, you know, foot after foot, under after foot, down, down. It is a powerful thing to emerge through all of that. And so to allow my true self to come forth and
Yep.
exist, you know, that I have had to strip down to my inner Kaleena, that
Inner
childlike,
Kalina.
that inner to the core, childlike. And remember, we're not saying immature, we're saying innocent, where that space, you're unbothered, you're undefended, you know, you're not striving and fighting for anything. And that little Kalina of me and her innocence really helps me to assess what it is that I need. And how do I do that? I do that by assessing what it is that she needs, you know, as a child, and deserves. And one of the, you know, as I started that process, the power came from realizing what I needed and what I was being denied.
Yeah.
Like safety. A child, right, deserves to feel safe. And so there were areas in my life where I didn't feel safe, not
Mhm.
physically, but emotionally safe. Safe to be the true, authentic person. So,
Yeah.
you know, when things are burying that authentic person, sometimes it's scary to come out. And so you
Yeah.
hide underneath all of that because you don't feel safe. You don't feel like you are allowed to be. Um, and some other things you already said, like reciprocity and
Yeah.
no longer self-sacrificing, that I didn't have
That.
to go and save the
That
world and
on
save
that.
souls, okay, and
That
save
on that.
everybody, you know.
Yes.
And it was curbed when I tried to save myself. That
Say that.
behavior was literally curbed because
Yeah.
that didn't fit the template. It didn't fit the
No.
costume and roles that I had been given or were pre placed in front of me. And so I this inner child, this inner childlike innocence, this inner Kalina. It is powerful to look at your inner child and say, what do you
It
need?
is. Yep.
You know? And without words, she is still helping me to evolve and rewrite, change my narratives. And I love what you're saying, like change the costumes, get them off
Hey.
and just big, you know?
Yeah. And that's the thing, I have the power to change,
So that,
to actually reprogram myself. And one of the things that helps me is to be able to go within. You'll always hear
yeah,
me say, as within, so without.
so that, yep,
Meaning I have the power to go within myself and recode, reprogram, change the script, change the
yes,
narrative.
yes,
And one of these questions that I always pose to myself that helps me and even engaging with my own power is,
Mm,
if your
mhm.
being were a blank canvas,
Yeah.
what would your world be like?
Mm,
And this is a question that I posed to
so good.
myself, and now I'm posing to the audience. If your being were a blank canvas,
Mm,
what would your world be like?
that's so powerful.
No racism, no hierarchy, no one needing to prove your worth,
Mm,
just souls, just
mhm.
being.
Yeah.
What would your relationships look like?
Yeah. Yes.
What would your
Yes.
spirituality look like?
Yes. Yes.
What would your authentic self expression feel like without all that conditioning, without all that
Yes.
programming?
Right. Right.
The thing is, I am answering that, it leads me to a place of remembering, because
Mm,
we were in
mhm.
a space where there was no racism and no hierarchy and no one needing to prove ourselves,
Yeah.
right? We
Right.
were
Right.
always in a place that's that optimal state of being before we entered our mother's womb.
Right. Right. Right.
It's literally a space to remember, because right now I'm operating in soul amnesia. I said it's the
Mm,
forgetting of who I truly am at my
wow.
core, my divine essence, my purpose, my inner truth, because of all the conditioning, the programming, the trauma, the societal roles, the
Say
conflict
that.
that have been layered on me over time. It's not that my soul is lost,
No. No. No.
that
No.
I've been taught to identify more with what I was told to be rather than who I really am.
Wow.
And so this forgetting often begins in childhood, right?
Mhm,
Because now
mhm.
we start putting on roles and putting on identities and telling ourselves or being
Yeah.
told
Right.
what we are authentically created to be, when
Yeah.
we start trading our natural expression for acceptance, right?
Ooh. Ooh.
For survival or
That one.
to belong. Where I
Yeah.
want to belong in this group, so I'm going to just trade my optimal, my natural, authentic expression
That's
because
it.
I want to belong. Where I
Yeah.
start to dim my light to avoid rejection, I
Mhm.
become the good girl or the strong one. I
Yeah.
learned
Yeah.
that emotions and transparency and vulnerability are weaknesses. I'm told who to love, how to believe, what
Mm.
success means.
Yeesh.
And all of these are layers that become
Mm.
armor to me and actually become armor to us. And eventually we forget
Wow.
that our authentic being was
Mm.
once free.
Oh my gosh.
Soul amnesia.
The soul amnesia. I'm flipping out on this soul amnesia. It is, the words that are permeating through this exchange is, buried, forgetting. You know, those are tough places to be, and how do you emerge out of that?
Right.
And like you said, childhood, that's what it is. It's that curbing to, and you take it on. That was what when you're saying, like, the templates are there, and then we self take that on, and we're like, okay, well, if I need to be accepted in this place, this is what I'm going to do. And it is such a strikingly painful giving up of your power. It's what I'm feeling. And so, how do you emerge out of that? And so, if it's soul amnesia, right? So, how does the soul remember? How do we jog the memory
Right.
of our soul? And so, the soul never truly forgets. Like you said, it's not lost. It's just buried. It's just layered upon, and it needs to kind of emerge out of that. And it remembers, through moments that touch the eternal part of you, the eternal part of
Yes.
us, like you said, that going back to that place where those things did not exist and all that there was your divinely whole self.
Yep.
When you are still enough, right?
Yep.
You're honest enough. There's nothing to adjust. It's just your truth. And
Yes.
you're soft enough to feel it. Like you're not. You can feel. You have vulnerability. There's no
Vulnerability.
armor, right?
Hmm.
Your soul is so alive, actually, and it is very childlike. It's again not mature but innocent, and part of you that isn't buried under, anxiety, isn't bogged down with having to perform and show up in these ways. When it's like that, it's light in both ways, in weight, right? Because you're not
Hmm.
burdened down, and in resonance. When people are really in great states of being happy or really getting closer to that being part, they begin to
Hmm.
glow. People say, man, you're glowing. And that, I believe, is the soul just allowing its light to resonate. Your soul emerges and is the keeper of all things that have made you smile from your
Yeah.
heart, made you laugh from the belly, that has come out in that glow. It's the treasure trove of the things that pique your interest, that remembers what it's like to be filled with wonder. It
Yeah.
remembers the way you felt when you first watched the sunset as a child, or you seen your first, snow and the land is blanketed in the snow. Those are some, personal, memories of mine where I saw myself connected to the world around me, or when I'm with my family and we're all laughing and you have this connection. Like your soul is the keeper of all those things that are divinely whole, that are not bogged
Hmm.
down, that are light, that are the real true you. And it remembers, and it will bring all of that is pure and safe and nurturing, um, and needed for your evolution and your elevation. It'll bring it to the surface with it when you allow yourself
Hmm.
to just be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
There was so much that you just snapped on
Wow.
in that, honestly, you know, and
Beautiful.
things that resonate and stand out to me is to be still enough,
Hmm. Hmm.
to
Hmm.
be honest enough,
That part.
to be soft enough,
Yes.
vulnerable, that
Yes.
is vulnerability, transparent enough to
Yes.
feel it,
Yes.
to be self aware, to really go within,
Yeah.
to actually see that soul alive part of ourselves. It
Yeah.
is the part of us that isn't burdened, isn't anxiety ridden, isn't
Mhm.
bogged down.
Mhm. Mhm. Mm.
This part that you said, it's light
Yeah.
and it's truth.
Yes. Yes.
It's light and it's truth.
Yes.
And part of the power to just be, to go within and to discover that authentic selves that we all have,
Yeah.
is to get to that part where it's light
It's a
and
lot,
it's truth.
and it's
And
true.
so as we close out this powerful
Very powerful episode, my
episode,
sister. Yes.
we always want to end with a thought provoking question
Yes.
that helps us to reclaim our power to just be,
Yeah.
and also lead us into that space of soul remembering.
That's so beautiful.
And so, question, that we will leave you with is what feels like truth to you.
Mm-hmm.
That thing that you know in your bones, even if you can't explain it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What feels like, and I'm going to add the word light and
Yeah.
truth to
So good.
you,
So good.
that thing that you know in your bones,
Yeah.
even if you can't explain it.
Yeah.
Remember, this isn't just a conversation,
No.
it's an exchange that elevates.
Absolutely, my sister. And so, until next time.